What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Punk Rock Review Podcast. I've got a special guest today on the show. This is Nick No from Spectral Sounds Media. We met randomly through just kind of watching podcasts and punk rock drama and just the community, man. It's one of those things, man. You meet new people almost every day, and I've always liked to say that I will talk to anybody about punk rock music. It doesn't have to be like a big musician. I just love this stuff. So what's up, Nick? How's your day going, man?
Pretty good. Just a typical Monday. As you can see, I'm in the car cruising around with my wife while she works. So
that's wild, bro. That's wild. In the car doing some deliveries, knocking out some podcasting. That's kind of awesome. That's the beauty of 2024 life, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We can do this kind of stuff, and I'm able to create a small following of people and a community, more or less. And you're able to do this stuff on the go. It's pretty awesome. So we had talked about maybe doing some editing. So do you do video editing as a hobby or as a career?
It's a hobby. I would like for it to be a career one day, but right now it's just a hobby. I've done a lot of editing for myself, a little bit for some friends, promo videos. I don't know if have you heard of Rick Serra by chance?
Let me look at the face. Is it Serra?
Yeah. He was with Dan Bell. He did that internet show, Another Dirty Room.
Is he a little bit older than me?
Yeah, he's I think he's probably in his late 60s or so. He's an older guy, but
glasses, right?
Yeah.
I've seen his face. I don't know much about him, but I've seen his face.
Yeah, I've done some editing for his channel, so cool. It's I'm trying to get to a point where like it's more of a career than just a hobby, because it's definitely something I love to do. But
you gotta build a portfolio when you're doing stuff like that.
Definitely. I'm working on that now, so.
That's awesome. Yeah, hopefully we can do something together, even if it's something small, help just kind of bolster that experience and whatnot. So tell me more about your label. You said you had a label, Spectral Sounds Media. I also do a label, so that's something that we have in common. We probably could talk for hours on that stuff. So tell me about your label. What kind of music is it? And do you have any projects that are upcoming?
Yeah, I have a really, really big project. It's called Old Dogs, New Tricks. It's a compilation album. And it's got like so many awesome classic bands like the Skeptics, Uproar, the Gonads, like just a ton of really great bands.
Whoa.
Yeah. And the premise of it is going to be them re-recording old songs or unreleased material that never got released. So yeah, it's been a hell of a fun project so far. And I think that's kind of like the last project of the year for me, because that's just a really, really big project. But as far as the label, though, I used to run a label called Wellsville Records, and that was predominantly like Ramones core stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, and that was cool for a while, but I didn't want to pigeonhole myself, so.
Sure.
Basically, with the new label, it's punk rock, it's psychobilly, horror punk, death rock, pretty much, everything in that realm. So,
yeah, when I started working on 31 Records, I called it 31 Records like very specifically. I didn't want to be like blankety blank punk rock or like yada yada death guy. Like I just wanted it to have like I primarily do punk and punk adjacent music, but my first release was hip hop. So like, I don't want to pigeonhole myself. It's kind of one of those things where you can really get yourself into I wouldn't say trouble, but like an annoying situation where you're like, man, this doesn't fit, blah, blah, blah. And I want to stick to punk music, but I always want to have the ability and to go outside of the lines, color outside the lines a little bit and do other things. So Okay, two questions on the old label. Do you have any old stock lying around that you want to like distro out?
I have nothing, literally nothing left from that.
I mean, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So
Yeah,
if you can send me
yeah.
some links so I can at least listen to it, that's a genre of music I really love. So
Yep.
if you can send me some links, I'd love to just listen to some of it.
Definitely.
So that makes that question pretty easy to answer then. So okay,
Yep.
how did you go about getting some of these bands on the new comp to work with you, and how'd you go about figuring out that they would be able to re-record stuff? I know it's much easier to re-record music nowadays than it was say 10 20 years ago. It was I mean, you had to go book studio time back then. You don't really have to do that these days, but it was pretty easy to get bands to be willing to re-record songs. That's
it was
wild.
really easy. Yeah. Basically I just pretty much randomly started reaching out to bands, and everybody seemed to be really accepting and on board with the idea.
That's awesome.
So I was just like, I was blown away, because like this was just a crazy, like, random thought I had to be like, wouldn't that be cool if all these old bands redid songs or something like that? And I just like, fuck it, and I started reaching out to bands, and I started getting replies, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Because like some of these names are huge, like bands I've been
For
listening
real.
to forever, and yeah, it's.
Well, you threw me a couple of names, and I was like, "What? Like that?
Yeah.
That's not what I was expecting." You said big project. I thought like big in our circle type of big, but that's like big
No,
in
that's
punk
massive.
rock.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's let me see. I don't know if I close this, if it's gonna fuck anything up, but I can give you a list of all the bands, because they've all already.
So video paused, but I can still hear you. So if you can read off some of the list, I think we're okay. Oh no, nope. I think it went away. Wait.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I got you back. Hey, dude, trial and error, man. Like, I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. When I close this, I think it like shuts everything off on my end. So
probably does.
Just off the top of my head, I have like Anti-System, Skeptics, Uproar. Who else? The Warriors, the Gonads. Who else?
Dude, the Skeptics and Uproar. I was like, what? Like,
yeah.
Skeptics are awesome. But Uproar is, I mean, I would have never even thought to reach out to those. Like, I don't mind reaching out for like podcast purposes and be like, hey, you want to jump on and talk punk rock with me? Most people are willing to do that. But like, hey, you want to re-record? I would never have had the courage to ask anybody that. That's pretty awesome. I'm glad that you did it.
I like I said, I can't believe it. Like, it was a crazy idea. I didn't think it would go anywhere, and I have like 23 bands who are all on board.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yep.
That's amazing. We've got a growing platform here on the Punk Rock Review, and I don't need to pat myself on the back or anything, but I'm very proud of the work we're doing. It's growing, and I see a lot of positivity coming. So if there's anything I can do, you want me to review it when it comes out, I'm happy to do it. You want me to, whatever I can do to help, you let me know. That's awesome. That's what this whole thing does, man. This whole thing is all about, and I say this whole thing as in like punk rock music. Like it's all about helping each other out, getting us, without your help, I can't eat. Without my help, you can't eat. Without all of our help, the bands don't eat. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like, it ain't about rich. It's about making sure we're not hungry. It's about making sure we have food in our stomachs and something productive to do. And if we can go help somebody with something bigger than just food, then obviously we do that. And I mean food as in like what we're talking about,
Yeah.
But it's interesting, man. This subculture is.
It is.
It's wild, man.
It's crazy. I never thought when I was like 15 years old that I would be, talking to these bands and shit. So it is. And like, it goes to show you that like the old bands stand by their shit. They're not rock stars, they're down to earth dudes who love punk rock as much as we do. So it's really great.
Oh, excuse me. So, okay. I want to be efficient with our time. I have a couple of questions that I'd really like to talk to you about. So one shouldn't take very long. How did you stumble across my channel? I'm just curious.
The whole Aaron McLeod thing.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, but also good at the same time, I guess. Like people can get as mad as they want. It was very strategic to have her on. Like I didn't think she would ever come on the show.
I was surprised she did.
Dude, when I said that on the thing, like I meant it. Like when I said, hey, if you want to come on, I'll talk to you. I absolutely meant that.
Yeah.
But I was flabbergasted when she reached out, and so I wasn't going to say no to that. I honestly, I really considered not even having her on because I'm not really about, and I don't want to sit here and bash nobody. I don't, whatever, dude. I'm just not really the same. I don't do the same stuff. And so I was like, man, do I want to have like this in my channel? And I thought, well, I know the guys in the bands that are sort of involved. Like, so I kind of want to set the record straight, but I also like, why would you not take an opportunity that could, really get you out there? And it's proven to really get my channel's name out there more than anything, which is what I was hoping it would do. But now that that's over with, I will likely never jump into some kind of drama like that again.
I don't blame you.
I say that I don't really know. I would like to never, because it was exhausting, dude. Like it's still popping up on my feed where I'm like, oh, I don't care, bro. Like I just want to.
Yeah,
I want to listen to this new record. Oh, dude, yeah. Can you imagine being involved with that though? Like, oh my goodness.
No, I definitely wouldn't want to.
No, not even a little bit. But well, I was curious. That's honestly, I was afraid that's what you were going to say. I was like, oh man.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a good thing though, because I mean, it's bringing more people to your channel. So
right. Well, we hit that 5,000 benchmark, which is something I was working for a while. I was hoping to hit it in April because that's when we hit our 1 year, but we got it at about 2 weeks and change after the 1 year, which I think is pretty rad. To basically be at a year and hit a 5,000 benchmark is pretty nice, man. I'm working.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's wild, dude. My life is so strange right now. Dude, do you know that band? I think they're Australian. I might be mistaken. Hold on, let me double check. You like Ramones core stuff, so no. Different band. Mean Jeans is from Oregon, Portland.
Yeah.
Do you know Mean Jeans?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they hit me up. I had messaged them a long time ago, and he was like, hey man, I wasn't trying to be rude. I just saw this. I don't really get on Instagram like that. And I was like, dude, let's go. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have Mean Jeans come on soon. I really like that band. Their new album is fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Yeah. Mean Jeans, fuck. I've been listening to them for a long time, but one of my I don't know. I guess they are one of my favorites, Mean Jeans. They're just fucking really great.
Dude, they're good. And I've only known about them for maybe a year. I haven't known about them for a long time. So I have a couple of things that go against me with this punk rock shit. One is my memory is absolutely terrible. I have a head injury, and well, I mean it's like legit. I have like I have a real like problem grasping short-term memory and holding on to it. So I forget names really easily. So that means like band names and like logos, lyrics, I can't hold on to them. And so my head thing happened when I was a kid. So my whole adult life I've had this, and it's been a mess. It makes it really hard for me to like, if you notice, all the stuff I really, really love comes from like 1995 to like 1998. It's because that's about when my memory stuff started happening, was like late 90s.
Damn.
And like, so it is what it is, man. I'm not like crying about it, but it makes it hard for me to
I would imagine
just remember stuff. But so how did you get introduced? Okay, how old are you?
37.
37. Okay.
Yep.
So you're close enough to my age to where you were around at least in the late 90s, right?
Yep.
So how did you get introduced to punk rock? Like, what is your origin story? What got you into this genre of music?
Basically, my dad was obsessed with music. He had a wall of records just like right behind you there, and I don't know. I fell in love with music in general, and I was always looking for something different. And I used to scan the radio stations when I was a kid. And one day I stumbled upon a college radio station, and the song that I heard as soon as I turned it on fucking blew me away. And it was, what was it? It was Infrared Kids of the 80s. And that song just fucking blew me away. And I just stayed, and that show was on for like 2 more hours. And I grabbed a cassette tape and put it in the thing to record it. And I recorded it, and it was just basically, from there it just kind of grew. And then I was into like riding BMX and stuff, and a lot of I used to hang out with like a lot of the older guys, and they were listening to shit like NoFX and early Blink 182, MXPX, that type of stuff, and
skate punk stuff.
Yeah, it just kind of snowballed, and I don't know, I just fell in love with it.
Where are you from?
Originally Massachusetts, but I've lived most of my life in Florida now. So.
Oh, okay, okay, dude. If I had to guess, I would have said Boston. You just have like a Boston look.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I was actually not from Boston area, but I spent a lot of time in Boston. I
Okay.
was from like the other side of the state,
Oh, okay.
like Northampton, Springfield
Nice.
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've only left Texas the one time in last October, so I haven't really gone anywhere.
Damn.
Yeah, man. People don't understand when I tell them like I was in this little punk rock bubble by myself. I'm not exaggerating, dude. I had no friends that were into punk. I had no brothers or mom and dad wasn't in any kind of music at all. So like I had to learn all this stuff on my own, which is it's coming up a lot in conversation these days because of some people online like giving me crap for not liking some of these classic albums, and I'm like, dude, first and foremost, that doesn't matter. Like it just doesn't. It just
No, it doesn't.
Hard stop. It doesn't matter. Second. I perspective is everything. And so if I'm standing over here, I'm only going to see what is this direction. I have to turn around to get behind me. Well, if I didn't have the room to turn around, I won't see what's behind me. So it's wild, man. The people that want to get on there, I hate to say soapbox, but because that's what he was saying about me, that I was uninformed and all this stuff. And I was like, bro, what? And it turns out this guy's a pretty prominent name in music. So I'm hoping that he'll be able to talk to me on the podcast and explain to me why he thinks that I suck so bad, because I'd like to know. I'm not, dude. I don't even care. Like, I just want to know. Like, explain to me what it like. Talk to me about it. Don't talk shit on a Instagram post and then bounce, bro. Like, what's up, bro? You got something? You got something to say? Say it.
Yeah.
But he's older than I am by about 15 years, and from a different generation, I think. And I'm not even crapping on the dude. Like, he seems like he's legit, knows what's up. I would love to get info from him. I'm not afraid to learn stuff. I like what I like, and I don't see a problem with that. So
exactly.
I think skateboarding, BMX, dude. I think that's what's the word? Like a entry point. Most people our age,
definitely,
found.
Yeah, because all the old skate videos and BMX videos was nothing but punk music. So it's.
Do you remember when they started changing over to like hip hop?
Probably early 2000s, I would say.
I was gonna say about 2000, 2003. I remember being like super into skating, and then like one day I bought a video, and I it was a VHS tape. I think it might have even been a used one or something, and I popped it in.
Yeah.
And like 75% of it was hip hop. Not a problem. I just was I was surprised. I was like, man, because at the time I liked Wu-Tang Clan, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and then anything out of Houston I really liked. But I didn't have the knowledge on a bunch of New York stuff outside of Wu-Tang. Maybe a little bit of Jay-Z and Nas, but like I didn't have like deep knowledge on some of these like intelligent, like what do you call them? I don't know what they call them. It's like hip hop, not just rap. It's intelligent lyricism. I just didn't have the knowledge on those artists. But it was interesting. I remember a distinct shift in music on skate videos and stuff in the early 2000s. It was pretty weird. Because if you talk to anybody that's our age, we're all like, oh no, skate videos. But younger kids, it's different.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. It's I don't know. It kind of sucks because I wish that it never went that way, but whatever.
I mean,
it's not that I hate hip. It's not that I hate hip hop. I don't know. That's all you hear today.
Exposed.
Yes, definitely. That's
also a double-edged sword, though.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah, it can be. Okay. So what is your preferred format to release music on? I think I saw a photo of a CD. Is that what you're doing right now?
Yeah, just CDs. I don't want to deal with vinyl. It's
expensive, man.
The wait times and the cost, it's not worth it in a lot of cases. But I don't know, with this Old Dogs one though, that might be worth doing because the amount of bands and the bands are huge. So I bet you vinyl would sell.
What's the runtime on it, on the actual length of the album?
I don't fully know yet. I'm still waiting on 3 different songs. So once I get those, I'll know for sure.
The reason go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, because some of there's a couple of bands who are doing brand new songs, like, unreleased, brand new. I don't know anything about it. So, yeah.
That's incredible. I'm really happy for you.
Definitely.
That makes me excited, dude. Like I want to hear this.
Well, that's the kind of reaction I've been hoping to get, but like online, I don't know, because like I've been kind of lacking with promo, but like it's not getting the response that I expected, which is shocking to me. But yeah, like it's just not picking up the way I want it to. So hopefully this helps.
Well, I mean, okay, so there's going to be a few reasons for that. Part of it is if they're going to be releasing songs, like re-recording old songs, they have to be banger songs for people to really be like super excited about. Just because people aren't necessarily talking about it doesn't mean that they wouldn't pick up a copy, especially if it's on CD, because it'll be pretty affordable, I would think.
Yeah.
And the reason I asked what the runtime was is because I was thinking, like, if it's something that you can put out on a single LP and not like a double LP,
I think it would have to be double. Unfortunately, yeah.
That would make it really expensive. My thought process is that maybe we could team up a little bit on a vinyl release, but a double LP would cost so much, man. I'm learning a lot now about vinyl and stuff. I do primarily cassettes, but I'm always down for a CD as well. But
yeah,
I'm working on hopefully a 7-inch pretty soon, and then I just did a co-release on an LP with Dylan Disaster and the Revelry out of Austin, and it was, dude, so expensive. Like,
oh yeah,
it's kind of crazy that, like, I understand now, like people saying, "Oh, limited of 500 pressed or whatever," because I kind of know the numbers now, like how much it costs to make this stuff, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, you'd have to make 500 to make it worth making, and it's like, but you don't really want 500 copies of something. You only want 200 or 300, and it's like, but if you don't make the 500, you're going to spend way more money, and each unit's going to cost like 60% more than it's wild, bro.
Yeah,
it's such a headache.
That's
I think
CD is the way to go.
I think CD is the way to go. How many are you making? How many copies?
For that one, probably 200.
That's a good number, though. That's a great number. That's a great number.
That's the one I've been having luck with. I do a lot of compilations.
Okay.
Or at least I used to. I'm starting to on the new label. But and the other thing is, I do charity with these compilations. I probably should have mentioned that earlier. This one is going to be for the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. So amazing. It's for like mental health. We're going to donate pretty much all proceeds, anything extra is going to that. So, yeah.
So how do you get to where you can have extra? Because I typically don't make extra when I drop a release.
That's a secret I'm willing to talk about after the fact.
Privately? No, for sure. Yep. Absolutely.
Yep.
If it's something you don't want the world to know, we don't need to talk about it. Yeah, I typically, put out an album, and I break even pretty often, but I don't make a lot of profit on anything. But that's not really. I mean, it's not. I say not really. It's not why I do it at all. So if I was doing this for profit, bro, I'd be in the wrong business, man.
Exactly.
You might want to dip into hip hop if you're doing it for profit. That's where the money's at.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, man. I love doing this stuff, though. There's nothing more that I like than going to a show or put out a record, making a new shirt. Like, I just designed the new Punk Rock Review shirt, and I'm like, it took me a long time to decide I was going to make that image my shirt, because I was like, man, part of it's that rancid thing, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I don't want people getting pissed. And I was like, well, it's just a small part of it. The rest of it is a big boombox that I designed and like my actual logo. And I was like, I'm only going to make probably 20 of these things. Like, I mean, who's really buying them? My fans of the channel.
Yeah, exactly.
I might make 20 of them. So like, and I don't know. I'm not really concerned about it, but I love creating stuff. Me too. Are you ever on the live streams that we do?
I haven't yet. No.
I was just curious.
Yeah, I tried to catch the last one, but I just had something going on. So
I'm going to send you a couple of photos after we're done here. I made an actual, so I'd never done this before on the channel. I was just kind of seeing how it worked out. We had a lot of fun last night. Dude, the stream went for 2.5 hours, bro. It was so long. It was awesome. We had a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
But I made an actual mixtape with an actual cover.
Oh, nice.
I designed it and everything. And it's on like an actual like old.
Oh, shit. That's cool.
Yeah. And, but on the back of it, it has like the date that the stream. So I streamed this actual playlist.
Oh, wow.
Front to back, and then I did requests after the playlist was done.
Yeah.
And then I gave away 2 copies of it on the stream. I was like, hey, because it's
Oh
just
yeah.
you know, I would sell this to a kid in my store for like $5 if they wanted one, but like I was making them for the channel,
Sure.
viewers, and
Sure.
I gave 2 of them away last night. And the little cover I created it and it came out so perfect. Like I printed
Yeah,
it
it
off
looks
of.
awesome.
I was so surprised, honestly. Like I was I was shocked. But yeah, man. Do you have a tape player at home?
I do not
No.
currently. No,
I'll say
unfortunately not.
I'll send you a little care package if you ever get a tape player. Let me know. I'll send you some of the 31 record stuff just
I
on the house.
used I used to have one. I don't know what the fuck happened to it. It was just a small little one, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna grab another one eventually because I have like a bunch of tapes I want to listen to.
Dude,
So
tapes are fun, man. Tapes are
they
fun.
are.
Now they're a little bit of a pain in the butt. I can understand that and agree with it, but they're
Yeah,
fun, dude.
they are.
Uh, what is your favorite band? Do you have a favorite band?
Oh shit, that's
I
a
know,
hard
right?
one.
I was like, what question have I usually asked people that I haven't asked him? And I was like, favorite bands, dude. Like, what are your
Yeah.
just give me like a handful of people that you always go to.
Okay, so conflict. Obviously, you can't really see it.
Oh, I can see that. That's awesome. Hell yeah.
So that's probably like my favorite in like the more hardcore stuff.
Okay.
Pop punk is like Mean Jeans, fucking who else? Have you ever heard of Neon Bone?
No, what is it called? Neon Bone?
Neon Bone, yeah. It's
Oh, I'm writing it down right now, bro.
he's a solo artist, but he also works with a band sometimes too, but he makes just fucking killer music. Great songwriter.
You ever heard of Johnny Notebook?
Yes. Yeah.
Dude, I love that guy's stuff. It's like Devo
Yep.
on speed.
Yeah, it's awesome. But also like Kung Fu Monkeys, have you heard of them?
You know what's crazy, dude? Yesterday on the stream, on this fucking tape, dude, Kung Fu Monkeys covering Rancid.
Oh, no shit.
What are the odds of that? I had never
Yeah.
heard of them until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's
And then
cool.
I like their cover. I put it on here, and then you asked me about them. That's wild. That tells me I need to go do a deep dive on that band.
You should definitely.
That's so awesome, dude.
Yep. But then I could go into like psychobilly and say the Meteors, Mad Sin. So
Oh, dude, if you don't like the Meteors and Madsen, I'd be like, you don't really like
yeah,
psychobilly.
yeah. That's another
You,
thing. Obviously, I got Psycho tattooed on my arm.
that's dope.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell what people really are like passionate about. What are their
Mhm.
tattoos representing? Like I got a Rancid tattoo and an agnostic front tattoo. That should tell you a lot about me.
Yeah. That's awesome. Fucking
Dude,
good bands.
dude, hell yeah. Mad Sin's a good band. I like them a lot.
Yeah.
Meteors are not quite as good how do I say this? That sounded so rude. I don't listen to them quite as much. I didn't mean that they're not good because they are. You know what
Yeah.
band? You know what band I used to love that I went back to recently, and I was a little surprised at my lack of enthusiasm was the Necromantics. Like I used to love that band, and I went back
Yeah.
and listened to like 2 of their albums, and I was like, I wasn't as excited about it as I expected to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't like the vocals. I don't like the vocals. I actually don't really like the songs either. I'm not a fan of them.
They've got a handful that are amazing to me, right? But like I used to like their entire albums front to back. And so
Mhm.
I was like, man, I wonder if I still like Tiger Army. And I put on Tiger Army and like 2 songs in, I was like, okay, never mind. I still like this band. Like Tiger Army's
Yeah.
so good, dude. I want to
They
talk
are.
to Nick 13 so bad, bro. Like there's a handful of bands out there that are like on this little list I have. Like it's like bucket list stuff, dude. Nick 13's
Yeah.
on there, man.
Yeah, definitely. He's a fucking killer songwriter.
Dude,
sure.
he sings really well, man.
Yeah.
That dude's got some vocals on him, dude.
Yeah.
So is okay. So is psychobilly like your favorite kind of music, or what's your daily jam? You wake up in the morning, you hit play in your record player. What do you listen to? What genre?
Everything.
This guy,
like-
everything. I mean, you're not wrong. I do the same thing, but my primary stuff is like street punk. It's like street punk, and then everything else kind of.
I would say it's like UK82, fucking hardcore, like stuff like that. Anarcho punk stuff like that. That's probably my go-to. Psychobilly would be shortly after that. Then horror punk, and then just like straight punk rock and stuff. So, but I guess mostly like UK82 stuff.
We got this dude on UK2 stuff is fantastic.
Yeah.
The older I get, the more I like that stuff even.
Yeah.
We have this dude named Aaron on the streams all the time. Shout out to Aaron if you see this. What's up, bro? He loves him some psychobilly, man. That is a subgenre of music that I used to like when I was younger. I still like it. I used to love it, and I still like it quite a bit. But what are some of the bands that maybe I wouldn't know that you're a fan of that maybe you'd recommend to me? Do you have any that you could think of?
Shit. Sir Psycho and his Monsters.
Wait, what was it called?
Sir Psycho.
Oh, Sir Psycho. Okay, Sir Psycho and his Monsters.
Yep.
Okay.
Dick Dynamite and the Deviants.
Hold on.
They're fucking awesome.
That was awesome.
Trying to think. Who's that one band that you like? Was it the Flanders? THEE Flanders. They're a fucking great band. They do mostly like cover songs though. Like they'll take like just a 80s like hit pop song and they'll like turn it psychobilly, which is kind of cool.
Wait, what was the first letter of it?
It's THEE. The Flanders. Yeah.
Got it. I wrote those down. I'll check those out later. Dude, like every now and then I want to like do another like rediscovery of a genre that I kind of fell away from. And right now I'm hearing a lot of people talk about psychobilly stuff, and it's like, I kind of want to just get back into it a little bit. And if I put those in my search, bar, the algorithm will pick that up, and I'll probably get a whole bunch of cool stuff that I haven't ever heard. Yeah,
probably. Yeah, but those bands are great. Definitely check them out.
One of the few positive things of the, internet these days.
Yeah.
No, I wrote down a bunch of stuff that you told me. I'm going to look up a bunch of these bands and just listen to them. I have a long drive to work every day. I drive like 45 minutes. I don't say every day. When I go to work, I work part-time outside of this stuff as I have a part-time job.
Sure.
And when I go there, it's 45 minutes one way.
Oh, fuck.
So, yeah. Well, it's a pleasant 45 minutes. It's just a long drive. It's not like there's very rarely any traffic. It's just
that's good.
Yeah, it's usually just a straight shot down the freeway. But it gets me a lot of time to listen to new bands. I do think there's the universe will put you up for whatever it is you need to do. It'll offer you an opportunity to do that thing. And that's the way I think about it, right? And I do a lot of music content, so I need to ingest a lot of music. And the only way I can do that outside of my house, is on a long drive. And so I think that I was supposed to have this job and supposed to drive that distance so I can listen to these bands and all that stuff. So,
yeah, for sure.
Are you familiar with this?
Also, stuff? I guess I should mention you can check out my band too.
Yeah, bro. What?
It's That Autumn Night. It's a horror punk band.
With a name like that, if it wasn't horror punk, I would be concerned.
Yep.
All right, wrote that down too. Yeah, I'm gonna do. That's like what 6 or 7 bands. That's awesome. That's like a whole afternoon worth of fun right there, man.
Oh yeah,
bro. Do you remember back in the day we used to sit down with CD booklets, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what this is now. Is I'm like, hey, tell me a bunch of bands for people to listen to, and then my audience will hear it, and hopefully they'll do the same thing.
Yeah, hopefully.
And, but are you familiar with some of the stuff going on in France right now? Like with all the French, like I don't know what to call it, like dark wave, oi?
No, I'm not into any of that, but I'll check it out.
Dude, I'll send you just like 2 or 3 bands. If you like those bands, then do some research on it. But there's Syndrome 81, Kron, and then there's a band from Texas called Bullshit Detector that is very, very much leading that whole sound. It's like if you took Pressure Point and the Templars and mixed it with The Cure.
Oh no shit, that's weird.
It sounds crazy, but when you listen to it, you're like, oh, I get it. This is great. Like, Homefront, they even have like more electronics. They have like more keyboard, even like there's a lot of good music out there that's like surprisingly punk rock for like its sonic sounds.
Nice. Yeah, definitely send me some stuff.
Absolutely, I will. Sorry, my phone keeps going crazy over here.
All good.
So, on a day-to-day basis, like what do you like to do outside of work stuff? Do you have any hobbies? You play music. That's a pretty big undertaking, so it probably takes up a lot of your time. What do you do in your band?
I play bass.
Okay.
I pretty much write all the songs. I get a little bit of input from the other guys, but it's kind of like it was supposed to be a just me type band. I was going to do a solo band, And then like Tyler, my friend Tyler wanted to come in, who's in a band called The Follow Ups, who if you don't know them, you should look them up too.
What kind of music is that?
It's like Ramones core type stuff.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. I think you'll like them. But yeah, he wanted to be a part of it, and I was like, I hate playing guitar, so sure, why not? And then slowly it turned into not being a one-man band into a full-blown band. But everybody's in different areas. So like I'm in Florida, the vocalist is in Norway,
Oh
and
wow,
Tyler's in Canada, and yeah.
that's
So,
weird, man. That seems to be a popular thing happening these days. People from like all over the
yeah.
world join up and start a band. It's like, I don't know how that happens, but that's awesome.
Yeah, it can be fun. It can be a pain in the ass too. And it depends,
Right. I
But
imagine it is a pain in the ass sometimes.
everybody in this band works together really well. So it's kind of like I'll record my part and send it off to Tyler. He'll do his part, and then send it to the vocalist. He'll do his part, and then eventually we have somebody mix it. So
Dude, that is pretty rad that that's possible.
yeah. It's the power
Can
of
you
the
imagine
internet.
going to like taking a time machine back to like the early 90s, late 80s and being like, hey, dude, in like 20 years, 25 years or so, you're going to be able to start a band with like your homie in Europe and just,
Yep.
you can just record stuff. They'll be like, yeah, right. Like, it just sounds so crazy.
It
What's your
does,
beef
but
with
it's
guitar?
awesome. What's up?
What's your beef with guitar? You said you hate playing guitar.
I don't know. I'm not a fan. I've always played
That's
bass.
awesome.
I mean, I can play guitar, but I don't know. It irritates me. So I'm not. I guess
That's
it
awesome.
irritates me because I'm not really fucking good at it.
Dude, it's hard to get good at guitar.
Yeah. Like I mean, I can play basic power chords and like do some simple like lead stuff, but I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just it irritates me. I pick it up and I want to freaking smash it every time I pick it up. So I hate the guitar.
So I have a couple of I have a guitar still, but I've had a few pretty nice ones over the years. But I got carpal tunnel real bad, and it makes it so difficult. Like I wake up and my
I
hands
would
are numb
imagine.
most days. Oh, dude, it's like playing guitar is so not something that I can do. I can physically play it, but
Yeah,
after like 10 minutes, my hands are on fire.
that
It's the most
sucks.
yeah, it's pretty whack, dude. So I try to stay when I talk to people on this podcast, I try to like not repeat the same things over and over if I can, because
Sure.
it gets kind of stale and I don't know how to shut up. So it's I have to come up
Oh,
with
good.
fresh things to talk about. Tomorrow I'm doing so okay. 2024, like this decade really is there's a ton of like bands and like iconic albums that are hitting these huge anniversaries.
Oh yeah.
And so this year, I mean, 94 was a crazy year. 95 was crazy too. So next year's going to be a lot of fun as well.
Oh yeah.
But you talked about Ramones core a fair amount. How do you feel about the Donnas? They're not quite Ramones core, but they're real close.
Oh yeah, I would pretty much call them Ramones core in my opinion. I think they're great personally. I thoroughly enjoy their music. Anybody who says they're not Ramones core, I don't know. I don't know why you would say that. I mean, they're like
Well,
definition Ramones core.
I definitely can't argue that they're not. But
Yeah.
like when I was because I was just listening to Get Skin Tight because it hits 25 years. I think it's this week. I might have the dates wrong. I might be thinking of the other album. We're doing so on Tuesday nights. I record with my buddy Rob, and we do our like weekly. Hold on one second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, sorry about that. We do our weekly show where we cover a couple of topics or a couple of albums, and this year we've been doing a lot of anniversary talk because it just makes for an easy subject, and then we can kind of go off from there and talk about other things.
Sure.
And so we're doing the Donnas Get Skin Tight, and we're doing Blink 182 Enema of the State because they both turned 25. I think Blink's the one that's like right now, and the Donnas might have been earlier in the year. And then there's like Weezer and the Blue Album, and then we just did Pennywise Straight Ahead.
Yep.
Operation Ivy Energy turns 35 like in almost exactly a week.
Damn.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So, yeah, it makes you feel super old. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, all these iconic records are are hitting these anniversaries. It does feel kind of special to me, though. Like I'm getting to reintroduce this stuff to a new audience because my core audience is probably closer to our age, right?
Yeah.
But there's a fair amount of people that are in their 20s and late teens that watch this channel and that discover punk rock content through YouTube. So it's pretty cool to be able to reintroduce something. I'll do a Blink 182 video, but in that same video, I'll talk about the Donnas. So people that like Blink might hear about the Donnas through my channel. That's kind of the idea, anyways, that we were hoping to shine a light on a bigger album and then also like a smaller one that's around the same time. But
it's a good way to do it for sure.
The first Donna's album I ever heard was, I think, Turn 21, I think. And then I heard the one that has Take It Off on it. That one really like cemented me as like a fan of the band. I was like, oh my goodness, the band is really good. Lots of talent in those young ladies, man. Like,
definitely
crazy. Their lyrical content is I want to talk about it later tonight with or later tomorrow with Rob, but boy, those girls are like, they're like a bunch of young boys the way they talk, dude. It's hilarious, man. I love their lyrics, dude. They're super, like, what's the word? Like, they're just kind of dirty.
Yeah, they're awesome. I've always been a fan.
How do you feel about Blink 182?
I love anything before Dude Ranch.
Okay.
Like I love Dude Ranch, but anything after Dude Ranch, I'm not a fan.
Okay, so I'm an Enema of the State and earlier guy. Like, I like Enema of the State. I do not like anything after that, though. Like, I don't care about Take Off Your Pants. I don't care. I really dislike. I don't want to say I hate, because I don't. I dislike the self-titled album. I, oddly enough, really enjoy the Matt Skiba stuff. Like, mainly because of him, though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big fan of Alkaline Trio. I'm a huge Alkaline Trio fan. And those albums, I think, are criminally underrated as far as like just separating them from like Blink 182 and being like, hey, these albums, are these good records? They're very good records. And people just don't like the fact that, you know, it was Matt Skiba, but whatever.
Yeah.
So you like the grimier stuff?
Yeah. I don't know. I can't do anything like too polished or too slow or like. I can't stand it.
Slow, I'm not into.
I thought Enema of the State was way too slow.
Really?
Yeah. There's not enough fast songs. Yeah,
I mean, I that doesn't really bother me. I like the polished slow songs. I can I like, how do I say this? I appreciate the fast songs. I like the faster songs, and I don't mind the polished nature. I mean, if I could say, hey, let's turn Enema of the State into 50% faster songs, like to speed up the songs that they have, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I kind of want to listen to it on 1.5 speed now and see what it sounds like. The vocals would be terrible.
Yeah, they probably would.
Dude, I found this at where did I find this at? I think an antique mall. An original copy of Cheshire Cat on tape.
Nice.
Yeah, bro. Crazy,
That's awesome.
You'll find the weirdest stuff in antique malls. So what all do you have planned in the near future outside of your compilation album? Are you doing anything with your band? Are y'all going to release a 7-inch or a record or a tape or CD or anything?
We just released EP. Shit, was it I think it was last month.
Nice.
And aside from that, we're kind of like, I don't know, because everybody else is in different bands, so it's kind of like, you know, if we decide to do anything, it'll be a little ways out. But as far as the label, not really. Like I said, this project, I kind of, you know, just want to do this project this year, and then I'll worry about 2025 when it comes, and you know.
So this is the only project you're doing for the whole year?
Yeah. I had a big list of shit I was gonna do, and it just I can't do it. I can't do it all. I was literally supposed to be doing a documentary about psychobilly. Yeah. And it was started on, but it's so much work to do like a documentary like that. So I put that on the back burner. I'll probably do the Halloween compilation because we do one every year. But yeah, aside from that, I was going to work with a band or two. I just decided, you know, just to focus on the compilation, and, you know, that's it. Let it ride with that, because it's just, what I'll do is I'll overwhelm myself and I'll take on way too much, and then I'll get burnt out, and then I'll just stop altogether, you know. Or
I've absolutely done
yeah,
that.
yeah. So I'm trying not to do that this time, because that's kind of what happened with the last label. Not to mention, like I said, pigeonholing myself in, one specific genre that I didn't want to do originally.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's wild, man.
Yep.
I thought, man, I'm a little surprised to hear you say you're only doing the one project this year, because I do as many as I possibly can. Like I'm are you familiar with the band The Havoc out of LA?
Yes. Yep.
I'm doing their they have an album called Our Rebellion Continues, and
Nice.
I just did they did it on vinyl like last year, and
Uh-huh.
then they reached out and they wanted it on cassette, so I'm putting out the cassette. Like it's in production right now. I'll have it out hopefully in 3 or 4 weeks, maybe I'll have it in my
Nice.
hands. So
Cool.
yeah, I'm
I
doing that,
mean,
and then I got a couple things locally.
yeah. I mean, if the demand is there, maybe I will do more. But like I said, I used to have a really bad habit of, like, I would do like 3 compilations and like 5 releases with bands, like, in a very short period of time.
That is a lot of work, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
Compilations got to be hell, dude. That's a lot of people you got to talk to.
and nobody ever follows through. Like, if they say, "Oh, I'll have the song on this date," you won't get it until like a month later, and like nobody follows
Yeah.
deadline, and people will commit and then not follow through, and it's always a headache. So that's kind of
Yeah,
why
that
this
sounds.
year, like, because last year was crazy. I just wanted to have a bit of a more mellow year this year. So
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, bro, dude. And you do your whole label by yourself, right? Do you do all the layouts and the artwork too?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's dude.
Everything.
I don't think people can really appreciate it without trying it.
No.
And I don't mean, and I don't, again, we don't need a pat on the back, but bro, I'm telling you, some days I'm just sitting here staring at my computer and I look at my like to-do list and I'm just so overwhelmed by it that I
Yep.
just sit here and stare at my computer for 2 hours.
I've been there. I've definitely been there. Yeah, it's a hell of a lot of work, way more than people think it is. So
That's crazy, man.
yeah.
So on your EP, is what the did you tell me that your band was it Psychobilly?
No, it's horror punk.
Horror punk. That you told me
Yep.
that. Yeah,
Yep.
I'll have to check that out, man. That's awesome. Is it
Yeah.
streaming on Spotify or anything?
Yeah, it's on Spotify. It's on, well, pretty much everywhere. So
Cool,
yeah.
cool.
Plus you
And,
can
is it on Bandcamp?
yes, it's on Bandcamp, but it's on the Spectral Sounds Media Bandcamp page.
Okay.
Yep. And you can get it.
I want to
You
make
can
sure
get it
people
on
can like.
CD. I think cassettes are coming. I'm not sure. So.
Oh, that's
But,
cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you put the cassette out or was it somebody else?
No, it's a different label. Can't think of the name of it. Right, it's a really small label, but they
That's cool,
offered to do it. And
Do what?
I'm not sure if they're actually still doing it. I gotta follow up with them. So
Yeah, reach out and find out, man. If they're not doing it or something happened, dude, let me know. Maybe I can help you or something.
okay, cool. Yeah, I will for sure.
That's awesome, dude. Well, shoot, man, that time flew by quick. It's been almost an hour already. My goodness, dude.
Yep.
Whenever you're just kicking it, having fun with somebody, time seems to just fly out the window, man.
It does.
So I do have a couple of questions that I always ask people. It's the same 2 questions at the end of every single podcast with new guests and stuff.
Sure.
One of them is sort of similar to one of the questions I asked earlier. The first question is, do you have any bands out there that you want people to listen to? We've already discussed your band. It's The Autumn Night, correct? Or That Autumn Night.
That Autumn Night. Yeah.
That Autumn Night. I'll put that link in the description. Are there any other bands you want to shout out? People you want to have the viewers check out?
Yes, definitely check out the follow-ups.
Okay.
That's my friend Tyler's band. They're a fucking killer band from Canada. Pop punk Ramones core type sound. And the other band, the Prom Dates.
Ooh.
They are another Ramones core band. They are the ones they're from Norway. That's where my singer's from. He's in that band.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome, dude. Awesome.
Yep.
That's 3 solid offerings for us to check out. So
Yeah,
we
definitely.
got That Autumn Night, which is like a horror punk band. We got the follow-ups and the prom dates, which are Ramones core pop punk style bands. That's awesome. It's all stuff I'm very interested in. Okay, the last question, which is kind of a fun one. If you could go on tour right now, and let's say that all your finances are taken care of, everything. Hey, man, you got 3 weeks to go on tour. You get to choose the band you go on tour with. Who are you going on tour with, and why?
Conflict, because I
I don't
fucking
know
love
why I asked
Conflict.
that. I should have known it was Conflict.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, no, it would definitely be Conflict. I've been a fucking fan forever, and their live shows are incredible. I've never got to see them, but I've watched videos, and yeah, definitely it would be Conflict. They're incredible. So they're incredible
Dude,
live too, from what I've seen. So
that's rad. That's
yeah.
a good answer, man. Hell yeah, dude. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here, Mr. Nick?
No, just go check out Spectral Sounds Media. You can check it out, spectralsoundsmedia.com or ssm13 at bandcamp.com, or on Facebook. Just search Spectral Sounds Media. That's it.
Awesome, dude. I'll put links in the description for sure, man. This will end up on both YouTube and on Spotify and audio platforms as well. So anybody out there that's listening, thank you so much. Everybody that's watching this channel, please go check out Nick's projects. Whenever he does the comp, I will make sure and cover that on the channel, and we'll get some reviews out and see if we can move some units for you. And
Awesome. Thank you.
Support this punk rock thing we're doing, man.
Cool. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate talking to you, man. It's good knowing you.
Yeah.
Keep in touch, bro. If there's something I can do to help, let's just stay in touch for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
All right, Nick. Talk to you soon, brother.
All right. See ya.
Later, man.